No, because
You're
why? Why was that? Why was that the start of this conversation, babes?
I
That's
mean,
not where I thought the
sacrifices.
sacrifices. But I blame you for starting it like that. That was
And
on
you're
you,
the one
girl.
that said out of nowhere.
You
And
asked.
don't repeat words you hear from television and internet if you don't know what it means.
Yeah, because Wangechi was about to say some stuff because.
Wait, will it get flagged? It's in another language. Let's tell the people.
Yes, it will get flagged.
Okay, what if we spell it?
K K A
B-K-K-A.
K.
If you don't know what that means, go look it up and turn off the safe filters on Google.
Yeah, you know what? I think after this episode, Revolt is definitely gonna be like,
You're done.
I think we need to cancel our contract.
You're done. Said, what does this have to do
Child.
with the diaspora? I'd be like, you know what? We are the world. Okay, a little bit of African, a little bit of Asian, a little bit of.
Listen, we're from every continent in Africa.
I think we're all Asian.
I think we're all a little bit, you know.
I think everybody has a little bit of.
Come to find out, everybody's African. And with that said, y'all, welcome to another episode of the Untitled Africans podcast. I'm your host, Brian, but you also know me as MC Baddie B with your girl.
Wangechi with the pearl earring. Just pretend. Because I know you're going to say something. Just pretend. I heard that. I heard a reference. Somebody referenced the pearl earring, and now it's in my brain.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is that something nasty too? The girl with the pearl earring?
No, that's an actual painting from like I think 18th or like century. But don't look up pearl necklace. Anyway, so this week.
Wait, what is that? Is that a?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Anyway,
I
y'all.
Like I know what it is. Wait, now I'm thinking it's something else. Okay, I was either thinking,
this is not where this conversation was supposed to go or start at all.
Okay.
Or what we're even supposed to talk about. It's
You're
just
right.
Like our neurodivergent ADHD-ass brains cannot focus on one topic of conversation.
Okay.
Because the way
you have to tell me. I have two theories.
We'll talk after this. Girl.
That's for Untitled Africans. After
hours.
Oh,
that was cute. That was cute. Anyways, girl, how are you? How have you been? How has your holiday season been so far?
My holiday season has been a mix, but I feel like mostly good because I got to see my sister and my baby over in H-Town.
How was Houston?
It was beautiful. First of all, it was like 80 degrees there.
What's that like?
And then y'all bitches over here in 50-degree weather, 40-degree weather.
Bitch, yeah.
Houston could never. I was taking my girl out for walks, okay? In her little stroller, okay? I'm a mother. No drama. Mamiana, okay? Taking her for walks. We were playing outside. She is already really good at playing soccer. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I was also texting my friend that like she's in like the 90th percentile of like her age for her height, and I was like, oh my God, this is really auntie activities. Because why do I know this, and why am I just like, yeah, she's in the 90th percentile, like she's so tall.
I was about to say, how did you find this out? Were you there with her at her pediatric appointment or something?
She did have one.
And you did go. I'm assuming.
She's tall. No, I didn't go. Unfortunately, I was not allowed. I already had my breakdown over that. That's passed, but I got the information relayed. I got the information relayed to me.
They said you haven't reached that level of emergency contact yet.
Right. Like, it's tiny. It's a tiny room. I'm like, I will squeeze, honey. Like, what do you want from me? I'll starve for 7 days to be in that room with her.
I'll squeeze.
What more do you want from me?
I will do whatever it takes. Please, just let me show it to me, Rachel. Please, But
yeah, it was good seeing them. I needed that real bad.
That's good.
But yeah,
I'm glad.
How are you, friend? How was your holiday?
I'm good. Thanksgiving was a feast for the eyes and for my stomach because the way Child, I don't know what it is, but my family, there's literally 4 of us at Thanksgiving every year, but we cook like there's gonna be 20 of us. And
As
so
you
we just
should.
have food for days on end. And it's just like, no, it's not good, because like we all said, once like every single piece of like food was on the table, we were just like, and who's gonna eat all of this? Because it was literally my mom, my sister, and I in the kitchen cooking. I made the mashed potatoes from scratch, even though I said I would never do that again. I made the mashed potatoes from scratch, but I tried a new recipe and it changed the game for me, and it was actually really good. Instead of boiling my potatoes in water, I simmered them in milk first, and I let the milk reduce down, and then the milk acted as like the cream, because once you boil down milk, it's like gets like that thick consistency. And so then what happens is the starch from the potatoes combines with the creaminess of the milk and gives it like that creaminess. And then just mash the potatoes there. And then when you're boiling the mashed potatoes, just add a little sage, thyme, rosemary, a little bit of salt, a little black pepper. Okay. It was delicious.
Tabitha Brown better watch out. Okay, I see you.
Okay. But yeah, it was just a lot of food. And like, baby, when they talk about like eating leftovers for breakfast, they're not joking.
Did you see that TikTok? So what we eating for breakfast? Breakfast? You better go make a ham sandwich.
Maybe some greens in there you can have. Right. Breakfast. So breakfast. Black people,
it needs to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 3 days.
Even my mom said, she was like, y'all have enough food until next Thursday. I'm not cooking again. I said, next Thursday?
I love your mama, because I'd be the same way.
Because what do you mean next Thursday, girl?
Somebody tweeted this morning, it's time to throw away your leftovers. I was like, it's been 3. Hasn't even been 3. It hasn't even been 3 full days. No. That's insanity.
I will say cutoff for me for leftovers is like Thursday, maybe. I mean, not fair. Thursday. It's like Sunday, Monday. Be like, all right.
Me, I'm like, if I can smell it, no scent, microwave it, no scent, I'm eating it. I will eat it every meal, every day.
Babe.
Gladly.
When I tell you,
I don't have to cook.
Listen, why was I seeing TikToks, people talking about literally on Thanksgiving, like the night, they were talking about I had Thanksgiving, because they didn't have breakfast, because the day of Thanksgiving, you're not eating breakfast. It's the it's the fast before the feast.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks because it makes you mad full early. I feel like I feel like I get mad full.
So then when you do actually finally sit down around like 2, 3, 4 o'clock, whenever your family's just down, it's like you eat. Okay, cool. Then 6, 7 hours later, after your tryptophan nap, because the tryptophan be getting y'all motherfuckers knocked the fuck out. Literally, you up at like 1, 2 a.m. talking about let me make another plate.
See, I feel like I'm like, I eat early and then I wait a little bit and I bake, so that when I'm hungry again. And if you make chai too, honey, you have chai, and like this what we did this year, chai and banana bread. Baby, you're good.
Is that when I was calling you? When I called you to see if we're still going to the movies?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
And y'all were making tea bread. Oh my god,
and that's so crazy.
That's so crazy, because like when I woke up like around, because after I knocked out after eating, I woke up like around midnight. Why was the first thing I went to go do is get sweet potato pie and like tea. I was like, I ain't even have my little something sweet yet. Let me just go ahead.
Now's the time. Now I got space for it again. I saw some TikTok and they were like in bed, like going through, and they're like, when you're trying to like rest peacefully, but then you remember you got pie and cake in the fridge calling your name.
You know whose story I saw that on?
Who?
Sarah. That's who I saw. That's whose
I think
it
was on. Yes, and it's so on brand for Sarah. It's so on brand.
If you know our girl, you know her.
Let me tell you how on my birthday, the Cheesecake Factory emailed me like, you have a complimentary cheesecake. Immediately, I sent a screenshot to Sarah. I was like, girl, we need to go. I was like, you know who will indulge?
Girl, get up.
Me?
Girl, get up.
Girl, get up. It was her birthday coming up too. So I'm like, girl, I already know you and Cheesecake go together real bad. Like, get your email and let's go, honey.
I'm dying.
But yeah, I was eating good, honey.
I'm already I had last night like 3 a.m. after drinking a whole Thanksgiving meal all over again. Stuffing, mac and cheese, ham.
Yes. Let me find that picture. What all did you send? 2 plates.
Baby. Oh, it wasn't even 2. It was 3 plates. I can show it. Hold on. I don't know.
Are you going to show the pic? Look, y'all look at this. Y'all go to YouTube if you're not and look. Mind you, what time did you send this picture at? Like 3, 4 a.m. You're
I
like,
think
guys, I'm drunk
so.
and I'm in heaven. Like,
I've never been happy. I sent that picture at 4. I took that picture at 4:13 a.m.
No, because it's really good. Don't let you be out with your friends and you come home and you remember there's good leftovers waiting for you. Forget the Waffle House, baby. I got fresh leftovers.
Let me tell you something. But boy, did I regret that shit in the morning because the way I woke up with bubble guts, oof, honey,
and you make
been
some
tooting up a storm.
Mac and cheese. Oh my god, the dairy and the meat and the gravy and the alcohol just in there festering.
Oh baby, my farts have never been deadlier.
You know, baby, when there's like a heavy drum beat when they're going to like they're going to somewhere in Africa or like somewhere they find exotic. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like that was your stomach.
Baby, call me Nick. Call my booty hole Nick Cannon because it is over here drum lining for their life.
That is so Did you hear he's diagnosed with narcissism personality disorder?
I could have told you that.
But like he acknowledged it. I thought that was a good sign. But like he was like, yeah, I'm like, I have it. And you know, I hit all the benchmarks other than like the rage and stuff. I'm like, a win is a win. For a narcissist to be like, yeah, I have it, I think is a good sign.
Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah. It's like,
anyway, girl, let's go ahead and get into this week's episode topic. We are talking sacrifices, honey. The things we do and give up or have given up, but specifically our parents and ourselves in order to
sacrifices. Isn't there a song? Isn't there like a Twitter song or a meme song? I got some money in the hand. Sacrifices. I just make that up. I feel like there's a song.
I think you did.
Don't gaslight me. I've been through so many things in my life. That is a song.
Oh, no. Oh my God, I know what you're talking about now. I think so. Oh my God. It's from Real Housewives of New Jersey. It was Giada, what's her name's daughter. Just get things to get better. Trying to think. Yes, you know what? Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a fucking meme song from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh my God.
I don't know why that came to me when I heard sacrifices. I feel like that was the message of the song.
Oh my God. Anyway, girl.
I could be completely wrong.
But the reason I brought this up is because you sent a very interesting video to me the other day. And it's so crazy because I had this down on the list of podcast topics, and then I saw that video and I was like, interesting. Oh. But in the video, this girl was talking about how, you know, like parents are she was talking about Keke Palmer, but in a sense, just like parenting or whatever, and was like, yeah, parents are supposed to make sacrifices for their kids. You know, it's literally like part of parenting.
The name of the game.
The name of the game, you know, it's like you're supposed to give up in order for your, you know, children to have, or your offspring to be able to have. And it just made me think, because like, you know, our parents, they have given up a lot. Mm-hmm. They give up their dreams, their desires of their hearts and shit.
Honey, bringing us to a whole country. Imagine moving. You have your friends, your family, and you packing it all up to go to a whole other country. Not even state, babes. Country. Across the world. 24-hour flight type shit. Like, do you think you could do that? Because how old were your parents when they came here?
I was 8, so I don't know. I can't even think back that far.
I think my parents were around my age. I think they were like 27. I think my mom was like around 24, 25.
Because if I think about it, I don't know. I could do the math. Hold on. Should I do the math?
What year did you come here, and what year were your parents born? But like, I know with my parents, it's like
my mom was 30. My mom was 30. How old was my dad? Yeah, my dad was 43. So 30 and 43 is like, yeah. Don't think about too much of my parents' age gap, please. Let's
I wasn't even talking about.
Damn. 40. Oh yeah. But yeah, like imagine at that age, like giving it all up.
I can't even imagine. Like, I'm trying to imagine me right now, like packing everything and moving to another country and like leaving everything behind.
Would you? Could you?
Well, after the elections, it's becoming more and more like I can't imagine it a little bit.
Yeah,
it might be my reality. Let me not even say never, honey. Never say never, because the nevers be nevering. They be happening. But
because at the end of the day gotta end.
They gotta end. But like, I'm like, okay, 24, 25, 27 is crazy, but 43, like that's what you've known for 40 years.
You've settled into like a life with your partner.
Yeah. I wonder if that was your dad's second Saturn return time. Your girl is learning about astrology.
Girl, you went to Houston and had a whole crash course, huh?
Had to, meanwhile, it's been talking. I know my rising and all of that now. And my houses. Yeah,
that's another episode coming. Part 2. Part 2. But
so I'm like, imagine being in like your 40s, like being like, do you think it's solely because they're like, I want my child to have a better, the potential for better opportunities, or is it like I also want it for myself? Because I feel like for my children, I don't know that I'd be motivated enough to be leaving. To be honest,
I think I will say this, like in the moments, like when I found out that like we were uprooting our entire lives, I was like, that's a little selfish. Like, what about me and my friends?
What about me and my needs?
What about I'm a person too. But then like looking back on it, like I understand that they had to do that because if they didn't, I would be in a much different place in life, and I wouldn't. I mean, granted, it's not like we were like worse off back home, but at the same time,
I think a lot of people
I don't think we would have been. Yeah, I don't think I would have been as better off then as I am now if they hadn't. So I'm thankful to them for doing it, but yeah, at the time I was thinking,
you think you're better off here than you would have.
Yes, yeah. Than if we would not have come. Yeah. And at least opportunity wise.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would. I don't know if we would have been able to just even start this podcast. Girl, I wouldn't even. Would I have even known you to begin with?
I think I'd be thinking about like what would life have been like? Like what would even my personality be if I wasn't here? Like nature versus nurture. You don't know how much nurture. Nature. Which one is the environment?
Nature's environment. Nurture is
environment. Household. Yeah, like how much nature affects you. So I really think about like I feel like I would have a whole different personality than I do right now.
I think for me also it was like it had to be me or at least my family had to be the one to come here. Because baby, if it wasn't, I'd be DL as fuck.
Yeah, because you have that to think about too. Maybe your whole sexual identity would be like
I'd be
under
DL
wraps.
as fuck.
So actually,
could not
would
clock
you
me.
have come here? Because then, if your parents didn't, would you have come so that you could live your truth potentially?
Imagine
that could have been like a potential other route.
I do always wonder sometimes like what would have happened if we had never come. Like it's a thought that I have sometimes. Yeah, it's a thought that I have sometimes. I don't know. But I'm grateful to the sacrifices because not only did they just like uproot their entire lives, it's like they sold everything they had, every ounce of like property, any piece of like furniture, like everything they sold that they had worked their entire lives for, and like material wise is like sold, just gone. And it's like,
and even though like the livelihood, like in Kenya, like my parents had house help, drivers. The community there was so strong, you never felt like alone, like you always had family there also, like so I'm like they really gave up that livelihood, baby. I'd be thinking about that. I was like, just to have house help, and I'd be going to Kenya and I wake up in my auntie's house and I see breakfast already cooked. I'm like, y'all living a privileged life over here.
Here's my thing, like, though. I feel like when we do go back home and we do get that like treatment, it's like I don't think I'm like this is not how they live in every day. Like we're not getting like food prepped.
My aunt was.
Oh,
well, yeah, it was like a big like.
Yeah, you're not getting that every day for your life. It's like no,
that's
girl.
fair.
That's just because you're here. You're visiting. You're on.
Right.
You're a visitor technically at this point.
Yes, that's
so it's
true.
like you're not getting that every single day. So it's like when I do go back and I get that kind of treatment, I have to remind myself, I was like, no, this is not how everyone is living every single day. This is not the reality.
Like this is not how I would be living if I came and moved over here.
No, if you came here, nigga, it'd be like, make your own tea. The kitchen right there, the stove right there.
Okay. You see the bread. You see the blue bun.
Granted, I'm sure. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss having house help. That's so.
What a life.
That life was great. But yeah, it's like you gotta remind yourself. It's like not everybody's living like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I know like when family from Kenya comes over here, my mom be doing a lot
above and beyond.
We ain't never did nothing like this before.
I'm like this. Like, this lady is putting out china. She's putting out like chafing dishes for like serving. I said, we never did this before. I don't know why you thought today was
tablecloths. Where did the tablecloths come from? We're not
napkins.
even allowed to use this table.
Do you know I don't even eat at the dining room table? Like,
I forgot we had these dishes, even that they existed, because they've been sitting in a cupboard for 7 years.
It reminds me of in Frozen when Anna sings that song. What is it? How does that lyric go? They're like opening up the windows and doors, and she goes, "I didn't even know we had 8,000." No, it's like at the beginning where like they're prepping for like the coronation or whatever, and she's like,
"You want a thing?
I didn't know they did.
I've got 20.
Never mind.
Sorry.
The fucking point is lost. Never mind. But what I'm saying is like she sings the song and she's talking about how, oh, the doors are opening, the gates or something. I didn't know they did that anymore. Who knew we had 800 salad plates? You know, type thing. It's like, girl, what? No.
A whole new world.
So let me ask you this, as far as, you know, parents sacrificing for their children, do you think that the kids are beholden to their parents for the sacrifices that they make as a payback? Or is it just, as a parent, you shouldn't expect your kids to, you know, pay you back for the sacrifices you made for their lives? Because this is something that I've seen can be a point of contention amongst, especially like, you know, people like us, I guess. Yeah. We're like, of course you sacrifice. Like, that's your job as a parent. But then
as a parent versus they've done so much for you. Like, why wouldn't you want to give back? See, I just feel like it's like a nuanced conversation. Like, I don't know. I understand both perspectives. Like, okay, as a parent, you're gonna sacrifice, babes. Like, if you didn't want to sacrifice, you shouldn't have had a child. And like, if you want that, I feel like to expect that child to just pay you back innately is like weird a little bit. But also, like, I get it. It's like, I fed you and I housed you and I took care of you, and yes, I was supposed to do that, but like, damn, girl, like, can you give me some? I just think it's just like, I don't know, when like parents hang it over your head, I feel like that's when it's like, okay, now we're getting into
emotional manipulation.
Like, it's okay to want more from your children because you're like, damn, like, I'm getting older, like, I need help, you know, like, I want that. And I think if you've built that kind of relationship with your child, you're probably going to get that. But them being your child does not mean that they owe you anything simply because they're your child. Because you're a parent doesn't mean you're a good one, and that you're deserving of the things that other parents get, that parents who have good relationships with their children and the children therefore give back to their parents. You don't deserve that same thing if you were berating them growing up, you were their first bully, their first person to abandon them. And now that they're older, you're like, well, I was your parent. Like, I deserve this, that, and the third. It's like, no, baby. No. You just donated semen or an egg.
Dead.
You know?
Not you just the egg donor.
It's like,
baby, well, you were just the incubation chamber. Calm down. You don't get all that.
It's really like, actually, it's your fault that I'm here. I didn't even want to be here. So I didn't do that for nothing.
You could have just flushed me down the toilet.
Here. Like, flush.
Why am I here?
The toilet. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, but I was saying, I think you're right. It is a more nuanced conversation, but it is like a conversation that I realized that our generation now of like, I guess, first gens or diasporian like kids who are here are like, you know, yes, their parents sacrificed, but you know, they don't feel like even though they did, they have to live basically their parents' dreams through them. Does that make sense?
Like what they're doing is for their parents.
Yeah, it's like, because you come to realize at the end of the day, it's like you're literally only living for your parents, and it's like, that's great and all, but it's like,
what about me?
Your life is your own.
First, Lucius.
I gotta put me first. Like, your life is your own, and you know, there's a way you can show gratitude for the sacrifice your parents make without sacrificing your own livelihood. You know. You know, in order to like make them proud, and I feel like there's definitely, like I said, this younger generation is definitely being like, baby, you did that, and I'm grateful, but at the end of the day, it's my life, and I'm gonna live it. You know,
I'm gonna make the choices. Don't you forget.
Oh, I used to love that song.
It's my life. Me too. I was like, oh my God. I was like 6 years old. Like, I just can't wait to move out and live my life. I'm going to be just like this. I'm going to be a rebel.
Mom, this is my space, my area. You can't do that.
You can't tell me what to do. It's my life.
But yeah, it's like I'm seeing it even with like my own sister. It's like she's, my parents are always like, well, why don't you do this? Like you should, and you could always tell it's like, because they look at us and they're like, God, you have no idea how lucky you are to be in this space, to be at this age, to be able to have like all these opportunities. If I had that, this is what I would do. And so like they try to advise you through life a lot of times, thinking, how they would do if they were you in this position at this time. And it's like, baby girl, doing that is only going to hurt you, because you're going to be disappointed if the choices I make.
Me, I'm gonna turn up.
And so like you said, it is a very nuanced conversation that I feel like it needs to be had a lot more within a lot of our households. I feel like, because I feel like it'll alleviate a lot of
tension,
not pressure, tension. Yes, a lot of tension between parents and kids, because child, the way these people be going no contact with their parents after their parents, I'm
happy with you. Okay, well then you ain't never gotta hear from me again if you so disappointed.
We Gucci. It's been real. Thanks. And then you're just like 10 years down the line, like, how come I never see so and so around anymore? We don't talk about him. Why?
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk. Don't even. Actually, that's a very good, like, is it metaphor? What's the other word with the A that starts with the A? Not acronym.
Illustration.
Allegory. That's a real allegory.
Anecdote.
Yeah, for exactly this exact situation. Let me ask you this. In your 28 years of life?
28 now.
My God, she old. She knocking on 30's door.
She's grown, baby.
In your 28 years of life so far, are there any sacrifices that you feel like that you made that you're happy with, or are there some that you're just kind of low-key regret a little bit?
I'm not a person who lives with regret, and I don't know if just like me being young and like no kids, and like I don't know how it's going. I'm feeling 40 years,
No regrets.
But I have not been the type of person. I don't know if it's just not in my nature, but I'm not a big risk taker. I don't feel like either, so maybe that's why. But I don't be having regrets, and maybe I should. I don't know, but that hasn't clicked yet for me. So I can't say that there's like sacrifices that I've made that I regret. But
okay, well, not that any that you regret. Period. Yeah.
I'm a last born girl. I don't have to make too many sacrifices. I'm the last born daughter in my life.
What's that like?
I'm just trying to be self-aware and honest. Like,
I love that for you. What's that like?
I haven't had to make, I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. I'm sure if I think more deeply, like there are things that I've done, but I feel like low key, the things my older sisters have done have pushed the needle that by the time I'm doing something, it's almost like, there you go. Let me help you with that. I like for example, like my sisters like didn't go to like college far or anything, and like didn't live in the dorms and stuff because my parents weren't having it, and that was a sacrifice they were willing to make for a certain agreement with my parents. Whereas me, I was like, baby, I'm not. It's either I go to UGA 2 hours away, or I'm going out of state. So you decide. And then so I was able to live in the dorms and get that whole experience. So like, yeah, I'm hard pressed to think about, like when I think about sacrifice, I'm like, I sacrificed, spending money so I could buy my own car. And I'm that's not really even a real sacrifice. And maybe, that's not a good thing. I will say, like, as I'm getting older, I'm learning. There's certain stuff I'm going to have to sacrifice, ironically, for my parents.
Really?
Yeah, just because, I want to be there for them and take care of them and stuff. But I don't know, girl. I'm living a little bit of like ignorance is bliss kind of life.
That's great, because you said something, and I and you talking about it, I realized like, yeah, definitely older siblings definitely sacrifice, especially like children of immigrant, like older siblings, like we sacrifice a lot personally in order for our younger siblings to have it easier. I will say for myself, like I definitely, looking back at like 27 years of life, it was like I definitely feel like there's definitely areas of my life that I've been like, I haven't gone after something, or I haven't done XYZ because of, if I were to do it, yeah, it would cause a lot of friction. And it's like, I'm a very non-confrontational person when it comes to like personal relationships. So even like with my parents, it's like I'm not that like talk back kind of kid, and I feel like I definitely have to sacrifice like my own
happiness. You're gonna say happiness. Feel your feelings. Nope. Feel your feelings.
We're not gonna do that. No. Today,
this is not a crying episode.
We need to stop having these.
Of those lately. We had one, and it's just been a trickle effect.
No, but and like I was saying, is like I definitely feel like there's definitely certain things that I could have, certain opportunities even that I was just like, it's not right now. Like it didn't make sense at the time, and so I had to just let that go and just trust that if it's meant for me, it'll come back, or like they say. And in the end, it just maybe it was more for my detriment, but I definitely can see like how in giving it up, it's been more beneficial for my sister, for her life, so that she's more able to have even more of space to like spread her wings a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because at least she knows, like, if anything, Brian's got it.
Honey, Brian will take care of it, or Brian will face the brunt of it.
Yeah, I'll face. Yeah, so it's like, that's hard, and going into like fucking 30, I'm just like, no, I think it's time for me to be a little bit more selfish, and and sacrifice for me instead of other people. Fuck.
Yeah, that's real. I'm glad you're here to represent all the older.
Yeah, I think we do take the brunt of a lot, because they always say like the firstborn is always the experiment child, and by the second child, like the parents, like they have it a little bit more, quote unquote figured out, or like they know,
and they're a lot more chill typically.
Yeah, and it's like, and like I've said before, and it's like you kind of have to like let go and like forgive your parents a little bit, even though not like face to face, but like internally, for like the mistakes that they made in raising you, when you see the way that they're raising your younger siblings. So
yeah, I think like humanize them too, of like, where were they at that point? They just came to a different continent with children, and I feel like so many African parents, because they had so much going on, that they just wanted obedient children. So it was like, baby, I'm just trying to make meat right now. I cannot take whatever you're about to hand me as well. Mm-hmm. And I need you to follow by what I believe is right, no matter what. Even if it suppresses you and makes you resent me, like,
because I will say that like in talking to my mom, like now that like we're a lot older, we have a lot more like open conversations about that time in our lives when we first arrived here. And it's like, I can definitely tell, even for her, there's definitely a sense of like, she feels, in those first couple of years, like my sister was a year old, and immediately like my mom was like at working full time, had a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old at the time, and also a husband to take care of. And it's like, she just wanted one part of her, and it's like, I could tell when she talks about it, there are feelings of just like, did I give my daughter enough because my sister was a year old. She was like, did I spend enough time with her in those like early years for me and her to have bonded enough? And so nowadays, so like when I see my mom do stuff for my sister, I can like, there's a little tinge of just like, well, damn, you didn't do that for me when I was her age. But then it's just like, I have to then click in. It's like, there was like a good chunk of her, like her first like couple of years, where like she barely saw her mother. And that was like, again, sacrifices that you make in order for the long-term goals, for the long-term wise, for your child to, have better. Because now it's like my sister now has like a much broader opportunities, and like I said, much more space to like spread her wings. And so it's like, I had to sacrifice a bit of my childhood now and like step up as an older brother, and at 8 years old, 10 years old, like take care of her like that. So it's like, fuck, that shit is real, baby.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because like, I think because her siblings are like close in age, it just brought me back to, I guess I've made a couple of sacrifices, because baby, the way I was waking up at 5 a.m. to get my brother ready for daycare, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, I think it was around second grade or so, that I like was telling my parents, like I broke down and I was like, I feel like a mama, somebody's mama. 13 years old, 14 years old, because I'm taking care of a child every morning and making sure they're bathed, eaten, out, dressed, and ready for school. And then knocking on my parents' door like, hey, like, okay, they're ready. And I'm like, bro, I'm tired. You know what they said? They said, get your sister to help you. So baby, if one sibling is struggling, another sibling can step in. You bet that's the most help you're going to get.
At least you were lucky enough. You had like 2 other siblings above you to help you out, or at least one in the house at the time. But it's like, it was just me. For me, it was just me.
Yeah,
and it's
ain't
like
nobody else to call on. Like, you tired? Well, imagine how tired I am.
And then like, and then my thing was, it was like, I was the one. So for me, it was like, yeah, my mom did, like, she did her part in the mornings, but like in the evenings, it was like I couldn't go outside and play with my friends like I wanted to, because the minute I got home from school, I had to go pick up my sister from the babysitter, go back to the apartment, make sure she's fed. If she has like homework or whatever from like daycare or whatever, I was the one who was making sure she was getting it done before I do my homework, making sure she had dinner eaten by the time my dad got home. So it's like, you sacrifice your childhood and you're just like, fuck. It's like,
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
It's like, and our experience is not like, it's not just one-offs. It's like, I can genuinely, like, amongst our friend groups, I'm pretty sure that we can talk to like a lot of our, friends of the diaspora who be like, yeah, that was me too. And it's like, is that okay? Should that be okay?
Because it's like, and that's the thing, you're supposed to take care of your, your sibling. Like, that's what family's for.
But at the same time, it's like, I should also be allowed to be able to be a child.
Talk about it, honey. Yeah, I don't think we found that balance of where is it, where it's like, teaching selflessness and, or a part of selflessness and, building community and knowing that, nothing that you do should just be thinking of yourself the whole time. Like, yes, you're an individual, but you don't want to be too individualistic. So take care of your sibling. Or like, but also you're a child and you're not the one that had the baby. So it shouldn't fall on you to feel so much pressure to make sure that this kid that you barely even know for real is well taken care of. It's like, I never asked for them to be here, babe.
Like, I was living 8 years of my life all chilling and we good, and then this little munchkin showed up. Like, who invited her?
For real. Okay, this was cute when they stopped calling me the baby of the household. I loved that. But now all of this extra stuff of like me getting them ready, punishing them, and then getting punished for punishing them.
Yo, oh my God. Listen, I feel like we need to bring them on. We need to bring the siblings on.
We do, because I think we have a seasonal slashing of the siblings. But it's
I feel like,
honey, we've taken care of y'all enough. We deserve this. This is our lick back.
Babe, I should be allowed to discipline you.
Okay, and without you crying to your mama, and now your mama yelling at me, and it's like, well, I shouldn't even be taking care of this child for real, so leave me out of it.
I wasn't the one, no. Should I? Maybe.
Granted, I was like 13 years old and my brother was like 3, but why is he throwing a basketball in my face? And you want me to not slap him? He's 3. Okay? And I'm 13. I will step on him.
Step on him is so diabolical. I swear to God.
Like, try
my God.
You're going to find out who was here first. Let me remind you. Just a reminder.
No, but... Damn.
I feel like that's part of the reason why so many older siblings are like hesitant to have kids. Shout out to all the firstborns, especially firstborn daughters, firstborn femmes that were taking care of their kids and still want children or still having children. Like welcoming more sacrifice after sacrificing for at least 18 years. You know? Shout
out to y'all.
Y'all the real selfless goats. Like,
we dedicate, the Untitled Africans dedicate this episode to all the firstborn siblings.
He was out here doing their big one for their siblings, for their younger siblings. Yeah.
I'm dead. Anyway, girl.
I love how our sacrifices episode just turned into,
sibling bashing.
And because real, like
I hope they listen to this episode and they realize like how much
I'm gonna send it to them.
How much we gave up for them, by the way. Okay.
I'm going to be like, fast forward to 27 minutes if you don't want to hear the whole thing. This part's just...
Love ya. Anyway, I think that's a good place to end this episode.
Wait, I want to hear just a little tidbit. Sacrifices that you think you see yourself making.
For another person?
For somebody else. Is there a sacrifice where you're like, actually, this I would do? Or are you like right now, like, baby, I'm getting out of my sacrificial era?
I would say like moving for like my partner's like job for their career and advancement over my own.
You do that?
It would be a tough thing to do, and it would be a very like long conversation. But yeah, it would definitely be something that I'd have to like internally sit with for like a while, but I could see myself maybe.
If they're moving to like South Dakota, you're gonna be like, where's the love? In the middle of December, rain and snow and the cold just started.
Baby, I really gotta love you. I really gotta love you. I gotta love you down. Like I'm talking like
I need an end date. Tell me when. 2032. Like I need something to look forward to.
I would definitely but here's my thing is I would hate to make it conditional. I don't know, I feel like making it conditional basically like gives you like a countdown clock. And like, you know, sometimes life isn't very, you know, life what's it when you make plans, God laughs. So it's like I would hate to make it conditional like that, but I think if it would be, and I would hope like in return they would also be willing to do the same. Fair. But I think that's one thing maybe that I'd be willing to do. One sacrifice maybe that I won't do, I won't be sacrificing my belief in not having children for a partner just because that's what they want, or it's, you know.
That's a deal breaker.
That for me is definitely a deal breaker because I've definitely seen, to know. You know, because I've had this conversation like extensively with our friends about like if I was ever in a relationship with somebody and they were like, well, I want kids, and they were like, well, would you? I'd be like, we'd have to end it there. And I don't think there's really room for that conversation at all. I'd be like, well, this is me. And if, you know, at that point, we definitely start having to be like, all right, so how do we dissolve this relationship like amicably?
Just say bye. Like, just be glad that it's not on bad terms. Yeah.
And that's what would hurt even more is just like, you know, it's like, it's not because we hated each other or like, you know, there was any form of like anger or animosity or he cheated or I cheated or there was, you know, distrust, and we just wanted different things out of life and we just didn't see each other going the same direction. And those are the worst, I feel like, because it's like no matter what, you will always still love that person.
They're a good person.
But you just like, but you don't want to be the reason like you hold them back for something that they genuinely want in life. So but I think that's a sacrifice in itself. That's a self-sacrifice, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're sacrificing love,
your happiness.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can get it back.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know what I would not sacrifice. I feel like maybe I'd sacrifice my time. I feel like I would sacrifice my time to take care of my parents in old age. I feel like I would sacrifice my happiness if I was in like a really like unhappy but well-paying job to take care of my partner or my parents. I think I'd stay in a terrible job, but that's like I need you to. Like I think that would give me motivation to stay in it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's tough.
What wouldn't I sacrifice? Like for a relationship?
Or just, you know.
Like what is something that is like you're not willing to give up?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a long list. It's so long I can't think of anything right now. I'm like,
you're not great for on the spot questions.
I'm not. No, not at all. I know that about myself. Like you cannot be like I need a week to sit on it, and then like day 3, day 4 to hit me out of nowhere. And I'm about
literally watch like next week's episode when she's gonna be like, oh, by the way, this is what I would not give up since we're talking about.
Let me tell you all the things I would not sacrifice, babe. My jewelry.
I went back and I looked back. I looked at my list, and this is it.
It's actually 25 things that are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I'm sure if like my parents or my siblings or my partner was here, they'd be like, let me tell you, because the list goes crazy.
Okay. Well, I will say one thing. Yeah. One thing Wangeshi is not willing to that's like a deal breaker is like she will like if it's family over friends, she's picking family every time.
LOL. You think so?
But not in like a bad way, but it's like a this is my family, you're my friends. Friends could come and go. My family's forever. But not in like a bad way.
Okay. Oh.
You don't think so? I think so. I think it's like when it comes to your family, like you are 10 toes down. Like you're like, all right, girl, well, I gotta go.
My sister, she don't play.
I have a weekly call with my sister and I'm not missing it. Or like, oh, my brother needs me right now. Like,
yeah, I guess so. I never thought about it that way.
But I don't think it's in a bad way. I think it's a good thing. Whereas like I think I'm the opposite.
You think so? I feel like you really don't play. I'd be like, so we're recording, and you're like, no, my dad asked me to do this, so we're gonna figure it out, babes.
No, but that's...
Or like, let's do this. Oh, well, I'm doing this for Monica, so no. It's like, okay, period. Let me know, honey.
Really? Mm-hmm. I guess.
That's
but
that firstborn syndrome.
But that's the thing though is like the fact that you're just like, oh yeah, no, I totally get it. Is like, again, you understand that like for you it's like family over everything. You're like, was it Dominic Toretto in Vin Diesel's character in Fast and the Furious? This is family. You know,
I love family. They were saying family all the time, honey.
Oh my god,
they're saying Fast.
I was
and
like,
Furious.
okay, we get it.
Fast and Family, beach.
That should be the next title for the next installment. Fast and Family.
Look at us saying good things about our family, kind of, right? I feel like this is like the most positive we've been about our family on this podcast
ever.
Because we talk a lot about them, but it's because we talk do so much for them. We deserve.
You know?
I don't know if they'd agree with
it's
that,
one of those things. It's like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I can talk shit. Y'all can't say nothing about my family because I will fight you. But I can talk shit.
I don't play about them, but right. I'm a rah at the mouth. But when it comes to family, baby, I don't play. We get down. We don't play.
Oh my god, have you seen those TikToks of like those families at Thanksgiving fighting?
Oh my god, yes. Did you see the one? Yeah, with gray beard over there. You got one too. No. You got one too, right under that double chin.
I saw the one with the girl with the dreads. She had her dreads like up, and she was fighting with the other woman on the other side of the like counter. Did you see that one? No, like, not physically, but just like verbally. She was just like, yeah, and that's... I was like, ooh.
With Miss Hot Pink nails. That was the one. Because then the dude, guy gagged her.
Oh, no, what did she say? She's like, I don't do Ken and Barbie.
Beard.
I don't do Ken and Barbie.
I don't do Ken and Barbie with them hot pink nails. Okay? And I don't do gray beard. And he's like, you got one too. And she was gagged, honey.
Gagged? She was gagged. Baby, it's not even gagged anymore.
Because I was like, why you coming for Miss Nana like that?
Why you coming for me so? Like, what did I do?
But you know, sometimes them grandmas are the ones that say some slide out the mouth, and then you give them the same energy.
Grandma be the one yappa-ing her. Pearls. Like, Miss Girl.
So maybe she had to check it.
Take them dentures out. Let's see what you're really about. Let's
wrap this up. Dentures out. Baby, at least they have dentures. Our generation's gonna be like, veneers.
Is it porcelain or is it ceramic?
You got shark teeth under there?
What's that? Let me see. Not shark teeth. Yeah, that's where we wrap this up.
Shark bait.
And on that note, y'all. Imagine you
got veneers and your niece and nephew calling you shark bait. Because your teeth shaved down. Ain't nothing under them veneers.
Little Miss Fish are friends, not food. Yeah, we need to cut this.
Come on, Jaws. Let's see what
Girl,
you
take
really
us
got.
out. Girl, take us
Thank
out.
y'all for watching. Please listen to us and watch us on YouTube. Pero like, if you can't do that, then you can listen to us wherever you find podcasts and listen to your podcasts and audiobooks and such. We're on Spotify, Revolt. I think Steve Jobs got an app too. Y'all can listen over there. But yeah, really appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you follow us at Untitled Africans Pod. Thank you. We out.
Bye.
I should have said we out and let you do the kiss.